Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Atlanta Falcons. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Come on now, let's go.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This is Ajayi. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's Ajayi. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs,
that's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
They run with Ajayi. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's not a bad idea. Set up in the gun. Send a bunch of guys out wide and let the defense think you're going to try and put one in the end zone. But here, the draw play just gets bottled up from the start.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there of 22.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of their defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Fights him off, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A big play there. 42 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Hurts has it left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And his throw here is incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Works over the middle. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
To throw, it's Wentz. He finds Ajayi. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball is not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make the play on the football.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Down right around the 25. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Working from the gun, Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Gone! Detroit! Gone!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Leopard! Gone!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 1st down.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another 1st down with that run.
Now it's Ajayi, and he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Play action. Now Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. An Eagle first down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Wasn't a ton of space, but a great move. He's able to work it to the 20-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Wentz to throw on second down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a nice spin. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And what's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They got it. They got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out.
And now look at him go. 30, 10, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play as an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jay Ajayi works his way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game, because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. As his guys are in for 6, and the Falcons will add on to their lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? Or, you know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grabbed it.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Completes it to Ajayi. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Wentz now on first down. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a second down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On third and long, it's Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. Fighting through, and he's got space. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And his kick is good. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start out on the ground with a J. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing on first is Wentz. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down.
It's under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. Now Wentz on third down. They set up the screen to a J. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Zerline good with a PAT. So we have... All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. Elliott now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
No. Check. Patriot.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Leopard! Over!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Here we go. Watch 7. All right, now, lucky 56. 56. Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Pass!
They're going to try and throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Pass!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And now running right through it. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The result, a first down, as the quick slant gets him 14. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw again. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
He's going to get it running right. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. Already his second touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Falcons add on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deion Jones coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch it now,
they try the right side here. And, he spins past him and into space. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now a handoff looking right. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more.
Foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now they try the right side here. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now a handoff looking right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Watch 88. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Check. Watch it now, Barney.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Detroit!
Back to throw here. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Detroit! Gun!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he lost the football. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They'll look to throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. To throw is Wentz. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Eli Rodgers, 73 yards. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And a good job here by the Falcons, their hands team, able to recover it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A chance for us now to discuss Jay Ajayi. And the numbers show the improvement, and this is kind of what we thought we would expect to see from him. I know we overanalyze these things sometimes, but what switch? What's flipped that switch?
Sometimes I think when you're as great as he is, you just kind of roll out each game and expect good things to happen. And that's not always the case. Those guys on the other side of the ball, they're in the NFL too for a reason. So maybe at halftime he gets a chance to regroup, kind of get it back together, get a little extra resolve, and now he's putting it into practice.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Waiting.
On 1st down, Wentz steps away to his left. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
Brandon, that's a tough guy right there. He knew that was going to happen. In other words, he had to absorb that hit. How about him securing the football, churning the legs a little bit, and gaining what he needed for a 1st down?
Well, that's the deal. On 3rd down, these guys, they know where the sticks are. He obviously knew right there.
And if you want to be a dependable 3rd down receiver, you've got to be willing to absorb those types of hits and make those sort of plays.
Call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll be brought down at the 43. Joey Bosa in on the stop. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Wynn's going to try and throw on 3rd. And he connects with Ertz. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, they were in the red zone, and they needed a 1st down. Was it a surprise to you that they went to the tight end?
Not at all. I thought, though, the defense might put a little more pressure on him, but still able to complete it. And that's a loss of 7 on the 1st down play. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Play action. Now Wentz. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. Over the middle, complete. That's Rodgers. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Gun! 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 Hey, hey, hey. You got 3. You got 3. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he's